Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane's studio.
All right, welcome back here off the bench. Hour number 2 on a Wednesday morning, live from the Raising Cane's studio. Chris Marler, Alondra, Tay-Tay, and now joining the show, like he does every single week at 8 a.m., Dr. Stephen Etheredge. Doc, good morning. How we doing?
Good morning. Doing great. Doing awesome.
Well, yeah, you're doing awesome. It's training camp day.
Training camp, day 1, baby.
Day 1. We excited?
We're very excited. I'm actually, this time of year, sometimes I'm not, because, this is like, oh gosh, like basically, this past weekend was my last weekend, until bye weekend, basically. And then it's only one. And then so usually I'm a little bit still dreading it, but I think just, there's a lot of enthusiasm. This is a new year. It's a new team. It's a new staff. And there's a lot of juice.
It's got that new car scent.
It does, yeah. So I'm enjoying riding it around.
So we're curious to see like how all the pieces work together, how all the coaches intermingle, support, like how the coaches work with the support staff, the doctor. Like y'all seen it a little bit in spring.
Yeah.
But stuff hits the fan right now.
It's about to. And we were out there yesterday and we did I do like a lecture for the team and the staff on catastrophic injuries. Like how do we handle these things? Kind of go over with them like, hey, if this happens, this is what we're going to do. And then we did a CPR session with the coaches. All the coaches got their certification yesterday. So it really started for us yesterday. Yeah, and it's good. It's good. You never know when stuff's going to happen. And if we're not there, it's a meeting or something crazy, you want to have people that know what to do. So I will say I was impressed with the coaches' interaction. Yeah, some years they're kind of
right.
This group they kind of stepped up. They seem to actually enjoy the opportunity to learn. So
you brought up the bye week. This is the first time in a couple of years you've had less than 2 bye weeks, right?
Yeah, the past few years we've had the double.
Right.
Which again that was kind of the anomaly for a while, but then it happened a few times in a row. But I guess maybe we're starting later. Maybe that plays into it. I'm not. Okay. I don't know scheduling stuff.
Yeah. So Doc, you got a new staff coming in, and I'm always curious, like with the common pieces that stay with a program during a coach's staff while so much change is happening. So you see it all the time with equipment managers, trainers, doctors, like video crew. Like there's pieces that stay for a long time. Multiple coaches staff. I'm always curious to see like how different it is with the new coaching staff and how they mingle and connect. And there's a specific relationship that has to have between the head coach and the doctors, because the doctors don't usually deliver the best of news to a coach. They're saying, hey, your best player can't play. When a new coach comes in, like Lane Kivick, like, is there a meeting where the expectation of the relationship is kind of set, and like, do you have to kind of deal with different personalities a different way? Like, how does he want news delivered? Like, what's that expectation between that doctor-coach relationship?
It is different. Every coach is different, and usually we do have a meeting, and we had one, a little bit after Coach Kiffin got there. We let them kind of get acclimated, and we sit down and have a talk, and kind of like we were just saying a moment ago. Then once the stuff hits the fan, some of those things are going to change. The reality, you kind of figure it out. Kind of baptism by fire, whatever metaphors we want to use here. But the reality of it, it is different. We try our best to have a plan, and then the plan adjusts at when things happen. But I will say, it's been fun. This staff has really embraced it. I've been really happy with what I've seen out of them, because it's a different mentality. The last group that came in with the, hey, we're your savior.
Right.
Y'all are so lucky to have us. And it was
No.
It was
We didn't get that feeling at all.
Yeah, and it was uncomfortable. It wasn't a lot of fun, to be honest with
you.
In the beginning. And then this new staff comes in, and almost to a T, all of them are like, hey, we're so excited to be a part of LSU. We're excited to be here. They're embracing the culture way more, and I think that's kind of showing thus far just in the interactions we're seeing. And for us, it makes it a lot easier. I don't feel like the outsider, which was kind of interesting, because I'd at this point been here as long as very few people in the building, this many transitions other than the medical, like you said, and it made me feel like an outsider last time. Whereas now I'm like, hey, this is kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm assuming that news is hard to break to coaches sometimes. And you see, I think we saw it with the Giants last year with Dayball and their coach, like yelling at the doctor about the concussion stuff and going into the tent and things like that. You ever had a situation where you got to tell a coach some bad news and he didn't necessarily want to hear it?
Yeah, it happens. We had an athlete this past season who got a concussion in warmups. I don't want to be too specific because I don't remember how much people are aware of.
Don't be specific.
But we had one, and it was a starter. And I remember Coach comes in. And look, I don't get mad at Coach in these scenarios. He's angry because he's like, how did this happen?
Right.
And I'm wondering the same thing. Like, guys, we're in warm-ups. How did this happen?
Right.
So and he's upset about it, and basically asking who was it that said he had a concussion. I had to kind of raise the hand right over here, Coach, and it's
I need a second opinion.
yeah, it's
Now.
yeah, they want them sometimes. They're not going to get them on the sideline typically. It's tough, and
I am the opinion.
it's funny.
I am science.
Yeah.
I
Did you plead the fifth on it?
I've tried, right, yeah. Apparently that works. I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, just do it like 500
I had no idea that was an
Yeah,
option.
It's an option. Dadgummit. I missed my chance there.
Oh,
But it's funny. I saw the other day in the facility and just up there and seeing Coach O up there, and I told him the story about in the Fiesta Bowl when Burrow took the vicious hit he took. I am mentally preparing myself the whole walk out there, the whole walk back. I'm intentionally slow walking it back. Like, I got to tell Coach he's going to be out. And then we get him on the sideline, do our eval, and he clear as a bell. And I'm like, I'm looking for a reason to put him out because I'm like, I know he's out. I saw the hit. There's no way I can clear him and go back in. This is my backside of the line. And every test he passed, he's clear as a bell. And finally, I go to Coach. I'm like, he's good. But I had to, in my head, I'm like, oh, gosh.
Like, you had to
I've
check to
gotta
see
do
if
this.
you had a
Yeah.
concussion.
Yeah, I'm
to
already-
make sure that your evaluation was right.
I'm getting ready, and I'm like seriously, on the way out and way back, I'm like, I got to tell Coach. I got to give him that bad news, because
Because you saw the same thing everybody else saw. You're like, there's no way that like
this
he
guy
doesn't.
He was
cannot
down
be
for a
okay.
minute.
Yeah.
We've got this other kid got a concussion during warm-ups. Joe
Right.
Burrow definitely's got it.
He's
after
definitely
that
got
hit.
one, right? And it was so sometimes it doesn't go the way you're thinking, fortunately, but yeah, you never want to tell the coach the bad news. That's one of the harder parts. The only thing that's harder is typically telling the kids, and especially really bad news. But on the sideline, outside of catastrophic stuff, having to break that news is rough.
Is there anything in the concussion test, and I'm sure a lot of it, there's nothing like one, is there anything objective that you're looking for? Is it all opinion based on experience and just doing it hundreds and hundreds of times?
It's more the latter. It's you could argue there are some objective tests, but there is nothing right now that we have available. There's a lot of stuff we're developing. There's potentially a saliva test. In fact, LSU's involved in research for a saliva test that you can theoretically get results back. Maybe, we'll see. But yeah, it's mostly you have to kind of look at the individual. You got to do your exams. Some of them are super obvious, but those ones that it's kind of subtle, those can be tough. And look, I don't ever want to put an athlete out there that's injured. I don't ever want somebody to go out there with a concussion. But on the other hand, you don't want to hold a guy back. I mean, it's, for people who say it's not a big deal, it is. This is a huge deal. Look how much money's involved. These are these guys' careers. This is their future. So if I hold a guy back, if I'd held Burrow out of that Fiesta Bowl game, just well, he did take a bad hit. I'm not sure he can go back in.
Bowl game.
So if I'd done that, the trajectory of that team might have changed, and his trajectory might have changed, and so many things could have happened from that one decision that would have been the wrong decision in that scenario.
It goes on the
That's a
Carfax.
crazy thing to think, because that I mean, it's joked around a lot on social media. That felt like a turning point for everything. Like when he got up and then they put up like 20-something points in a row. That is a really good point.
I feel like the legend of Joe Burrow started that moment.
Yeah.
It didn't start in 19 and not the beginning of 18. It started, in my opinion. And again, it wouldn't have been, if I'd have held him, nobody said it was crazy. We all saw the hit. And it was, you have to make the right call. And sometimes it's not easy.
I don't want to give you too much credit, because I think personally it was when he got pantsed at Mississippi State and the world got to see Joe Burrow's backside. And I feel like that's when everyone fell in love.
That was a good moment as well. Yeah, that was,
Joe Budden.
for some people, that was when it probably started, I will say.
It's a fair point, because like the whole concussion diagnosis is, it's experience. It's seeing the indicators. It's not like a specific objective thing. That's like it's not like taking a strep throat test where it's like, yeah, you got it or not. It's you're looking at it and you got to make a decision. And like you said, like some of these big, like it's Joe Burrow, like you diagnose him with a concussion, that it doesn't get that goes on the Carfax. Like when people try to buy him later, they're going to look back and be like, okay, that year on that, like he got a concussion. So I can't that goes into the evaluating process of the athlete.
It does. And that's why I tell a lot of we have a sports medicine fellowship. We train a lot of people. And one of the things I always tell them is like, if you're not sure, you can still hold them out, but don't say it's a concussion. So I always tell my guys, like, look, let's call it a headache. Let's do our eval. And then if we know it's concussion, we can always say then, because once you have it on there, you can't really go back in the medical record and erase that. That's going to look really, really sketchy. That even looks worse. Yeah, so I tell people, look, let's do our eval. If you're at all worried, we hold them out. Let's continue the evaluation process. Because once it's there, and it's in the record. And so again, we aren't going to lie about it. If they have a concussion, they have a concussion. We're going to treat it as such. But let's make sure. And then sometimes it's not immediately evident.
How are pitch counts decided in training camp and throughout the year too? Whether it's a soft tissue injury, whether it's a guy that may be coming off an injury from last year, you take and you don't give specific. Like I'll say like weeks he has injuries. He has told us on the show that he's entering camp for the first time ever, fully healthy. But there's probably pitch counts put on players. Who comes up with that number? Is that I'm assuming it's some sort of conversation between everybody, between you, the doctors, the training staff, and the coaches, or is there sometimes where it's like a hard line? We're like, no, coach, he can't do more than this, and that.
Both are true. We use the term a lot, shared decision making in sports medicine, because a lot of times it is a discussion. The team docs with the athletic trainers, with the coach, with the player, depending on the circumstance. And I don't know that there's an exact science, because there really isn't. You have to look at each individual, use your best judgment, use your experience. Sometimes understanding the coaching staffs. We've had coaching staff that are way more receptive to the ideas than others. So sometimes you got to be a little bit more aggressive with your stance as a medical staff, and other times you can kind of have a good conversation. Say, look, coach, this guy, I really think we need to kind of watch this injury. It's something where if he had to go, he could, and you just kind of figure all that out. And so it's. There's not really an easy way to do it. I think it takes a lot of experience, and we're fortunate to have a lot of good people around the team. Our training staff there, the athletic trainers, are awesome. I've been very lucky since I've been here. We've had a really good staff, even when we've had some changes. So that helps, because they understand the coaches, they understand the culture more than I do. Yeah. So then as a doc, we'll sit down with them. And this is the best plan, but it's not exact, that's for sure.
Have you ever had a kid you're evaluating or talking to, maybe it's before practice, maybe it's after a practice or before a game or something, he's telling you his symptoms and he's telling you what's going on, and you've evaluated him and you've looked at him, and have you ever just said like, hey, stop being a you-know-what, and you're not hurt, get back out there?
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah. I mean, well, obviously we're trying to be polite with it, but now sometimes the trainers, that's again, there's different lines. The trainers are oftentimes a little more blunt with the guys. Right. Because they have that relationship. They're there every day, and they're like, look, man, we know you just
we got it.
Suck it up. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes I have to say, look, man, there's nothing wrong with you. You're good. Get out there. And I think sometimes the guys, they look, I've been there. We've been tired. You just feel like you need a day off. You're not feeling your best. And sometimes that you just need a little kick in the keister.
You got to get the doctor.
That movie, The Miracle. What is it? It's like talking about his leg being hurt. Different being hurt or injured. Right?
Yeah.
So that's a big thing, I'm sure.
It is.
Let's switch the focus a little bit towards the NFL right now, and let's talk about some ex-LSU players. Jaden Daniels, going into his third season, a historic rookie season, and last year suffered through a couple of different injuries. He had he had a knee sprain in week 2, a hamstring issue, but the main injury that kept him out was a hyperextension, kind of a gross one, a hyperextension on the left elbow. Talk about recovery from that. Obviously, much better that's on his left arm than his right arm. But talk about that kind of recovery. Is there any? I'm assuming this is probably he heard it, then he reheard it later in the season. So it's probably 6, 7, 8 months, something like that, since he last heard it. Anything for any LSU fans or Commander fans to be worried about?
I don't think so, especially now that he's had the time. And to your point, it's the left side. So right side, I'd be a lot more concerned with this injury, because if you dislocate a joint, complete dislocation of a joint, which he had, you tear something. It's not a maybe. It's you did. Unless you
tendons. I know there's a big nerve in there.
So at the very least, you have a bunch of ligaments around there. You do have the ulnar nerve that runs right behind the elbow, and you can have damage to the ulnar nerve. Now that would be a little more concerning, because taking a snap, doing all those things. If you had some nerve damage and you had some residual numbness, weakness in the hand, doesn't seem like he had any of that. So that would have been pretty obvious early on. But the reality of it, I'm sure he tore some ligaments at the very least around the elbow. Now, some of those will scar in and heal well, so you don't always need surgery. If it was his throwing arm, it probably would have been a surgical thing, and then you're really worried about how his mechanics and everything's going to be coming forward. So so dodged a bullet with that. At least it was the left side. And, I don't think I'd be that worried about it. If anything, the things I worry more about in a guy like him, is going to be the hamstrings and the knee. And again, those weren't serious injuries, but he relies a lot on his legs. He's a talented passer as well, but a huge part of his game is his athletic ability, and I'm assuming he's done a lot of rehab on that, so I'm not really overly worried there either.
Can you you have tendons and ligaments that obviously gave out, like you said, tore, stretched out, and you hear it with the Achilles stuff. You hear people talking about the rubber band, and sometimes it's just an old rubber band, and sometimes But rubber bands, once they get stretched, they're not as tight as they used to be as well. So, like in the elbow, if something happens like that, can you strengthen that back up to a point that it's like as stable as it was?
You can, or at least very close. Sometimes we'll look at a joint that had a previous injury, like his elbow potentially, or somebody had an old MCL sprain or something like that, and they're going to have a little more laxity than what is quote normal. But if you really do a good job strengthening up everything around it, most of the times people do just fine. There's a lot of guys playing at every sport and every league at every level that have had an old MCL injury that maybe still a little loose but doesn't bother them at all, or once in a blue moon. Now it can be a problem too if it's super loose and super lax. So there probably is some evidence of it, but yes, if you heal well, if you do some good muscular strengthening and rehab, you can do a lot to compensate for that.
So outside of obviously season-ending, career-ending, like anything like super bad like that, what's like the one injury you don't want to see? Like I remember like there was like one year I pulled something in like the back of my knee, like the lower part of my hamstring or something like that, and it just nagged the entire year. What's like the one thing you don't want to see this early on in camp?
Well, we're going to see soft tissue injuries, hamstrings, stuff like that. I hate seeing them, but just because once you have it, especially in some of these speed, powerful guys, right. Once it's there, they are a bear. We've got a lot of things we're able to do to help them out, but just you do worry about those. And I think we talked about some of it, and this is one that's just in general medicine, but I hate seeing in any of our guys, is if they have any kind of cartilage damage, anything inside the joint just doesn't heal as well. So probably a little bit of both. If we're talking about from a long-term standpoint, probably the cartilage. If we're talking about just something in camp, even though I know we're going to see them, I hate seeing the hamstrings and the quads and the soft tissue just because those keep poking their heads back up.
I got to say, I don't want to see any more oblique injuries.
It's also fair.
Yeah. And the soft tissue, like hamstring, for whatever reason, like it's just hard to rehab it.
Right.
And it just
and how did it ever get back to normal, like in the season?
Yeah.
Without just rest.
Yeah, and it goes down to that pitch count. How much is too much? And at some point, you got to test it out, whatever it is. And that's what I tell you guys, look, you're never going to be perfect. We're going to have to get you out there. You're going to feel it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the problem is, when does it go from feeling it to re-injuring it and re-aggravating it? And it's a fine line.
Well, thank goodness we don't have any electric magnetic fields next to our practice facility. Thank God.
That's different.
I mean, they keep trying to deny it, Doc. Can you believe it?
It's
what's going on there?
They've already had so many injuries.
It's obviously the cause.
Obviously.
Seen Stranger Things, Doc?
I think
it's got to be
absolutely.
something.
There's something there. There's something there. The upside down must be there or something.
The upside down is 100%.
It's something.
Well, Doc, we thank you so much for your time each and every week. And I know your life's about to get busier, but in a good way. In a couple of different ways.
Lots of ways. Yeah, very excited.
You got football starting. You got family. Man, it's going to be a good fall for you. Huh?
It's going to be a good fall. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. So let's hopefully that LSU stays healthy. But we know that it is a collision sport, and you are going to at least be busy, and hopefully it's nothing too serious. So
agreed.
We appreciate the time and look forward to another beautiful, amazing LSU football season. Go Tigers.
Let's go.
All right, stick with us right here. We will be back with more Off the Bench when we come back from break.
Off the Bench.
All right, go to Gulf Coast Office Products. GCOP, yeah, you know me. GCOPnet.com, your website for Gulf Coast Office Products. Louisiana's leader when it comes to that office technology. And what you're like, what do you mean technology? You talking about computers and stuff? No, we're talking about the paper trail. We're talking about copiers, scanners, printers, everything that keeps that paper trail running, because in this world of this digital world where you got PDFs and Word documents flying around, everything always tracks back to the paper trail, and you got to keep it running. Louisiana's leader in copier and printer Source, which is your workplace efficiency lifeline. 4 offices in Baton Rouge, or in Louisiana: New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Mandeville, Lafayette. Give them a call. They're sending printers and copiers technology all over the country, but they are a Louisiana company, proud to be official partners with the Pelicans, the Saints, the Tigers, the Raging Cajuns. So they are Louisiana through and through, and here to help you out. Award-winning service team to get you back up and running if anything goes down. Go check them out, GCOPnet.com.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
All right, welcome back here, Off the Bench, Wednesday morning. Live from the Raising Cane studio. I want to thank Dr. Stephen Etheredge for joining the show, giving us a little training camp, a little preseason warm-up to what he's expecting. Always interesting stuff from Doc, so we appreciate his time each and every week. And we also appreciate K to Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Go to KZBlinds.com. If you're tired of looking out some outdated blinds, maybe some harsh sunlight coming into the house, rooms that just don't feel finished, it's time to call K to Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. K to Z brings the showroom directly to your home with free in-home consultations, helping you find the perfect custom window treatments to fit your style, your needs, and your budget. So they can do anything from custom blinds and shades, the plantation shutters, beautiful drapes, even motorized window covers. You don't even have to get up out of bed. Get up off the couch, Marler. Just push a button.
Nope.
Up and down. They have solutions for every single room in your home, even a little outdoor space. So plus, their mobile showroom works around your schedule, making the process really simple and really stress-free. Best of all, K to Z offers free installation on blinds, shades, shutters, so you can enjoy a professional look without the hassle. So serving Louisiana for nearly 30 years, K to Z is locally owned and committed to help you create a more comfortable and beautiful home. So learn more. Go schedule that free consultation today from Brandon Barton and the team right over there at KTZBlinds.com. All right. Well, it's still talking season. I know training camp is upon us. I know we're getting the practice field today all around the country, LSU Tigers. I know the Saints have been practicing for about a week now, but it's, it's still talking season. There's only so much we can see, only so much we can gather. We love seeing players on the practice field playing tackle football, but it's also top 25 season.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches poll comes out yesterday. It drops.
First one.
They dropped it. And a lot to discuss from that, a lot to talk about. And like, I'm not a guy, I can't lie. I can't say that I am real interested in just looking at the top 25 schedules, especially the preseason one. But it is a good insight and a good look into the opinions that people have across the country, and specifically about your roster.
The SEC bias.
The SEC bias, that's right. And
come on now.
It is predictable. The narrative is the Big Ten. Of course, they've won 3 national championships in a row. And everybody is viewing them as top heavy, and the SEC being a little bit more depth. And of course, that SEC with 9 teams total in the top 25. Big Ten, number 1 and number 2. Ohio State, number 1. Oregon, number 2. And then, so they have 3 teams in the top 13, and SEC has 7 teams in the top 13. So that does kind of go to show you, and does complete that narrative of the top-heavy viewpoint across the country of the Big Ten, and more depth with the SEC.
And it also proves the point that the ESPN literally held a gun to the head of the coaches and you better put the SEC in here.
Literally.
You got to keep this narrative going.
Is it a loaded gun?
I mean, who knows?
Oof. Maybe a rusty knife.
It's a mason jar.
Okay. All right. Number 1, Ohio State. Number 2, Oregon. Georgia comes in at number 3. A little bit of surprise that they're ahead of Texas, I think. I mean, just because of what I heard at SEC Media, everybody was going to put Texas at number 1 in the country.
Yeah. Georgia, I mean, they've beaten them 3 times in the last 2 years.
I got it. I get it. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Just from what I have heard and hearing people talk is they think Texas is going to be number 1. Texas at number 4. Notre Dame, the cowards themselves.
Okay,
at
what
number
the hell?
5. What is that?
What?
Why at 5?
Me
Notre
and
Dame.
Chris talked
I'm
about this
shocked they're not
yesterday
higher.
because I don't think their roster's that good at all. Everybody's like, CJ Carr was great last year. He was okay. He was good. They have Jordan Faison back at receiver. Outside of that, you're not going to be able to name me a guy that they got and lost Price and Jeremiah Love. It's their schedule. They have an easy schedule. They don't play anyone. So
It
if
is
you look,
trash.
what they're trying to do is be right at the end of the year and be like, hey, look, Notre Dame, they're in the top 7. We have preseason number 5. Can't really complain. But roster to roster, no, I don't think they should be that high.
I get
CJ
that.
Carr, 5th in the country last year, QB rating. But I do think you make a good point. I don't know any of their receivers. I know Leonard Moore.
Jordan
I know
Faison
them.
last year, I think, had 600 yards and 4 touchdowns. So good year. But outside of that, nothing. And they relied on that running game a lot.
Yeah.
Those are 2 first-round picks they lost in the backfield. He's got to carry a lot.
That schedule is a joke.
The schedule's easy is what does
Notre
it.
Dame is a joke. They're an
Yeah, I
absolute
agree.
joke.
Right. They are a joke.
They're cowards.
How dare
So let's stop
Indiana
putting
make me
them
defend
top
them.
5.
Yeah.
Again, we joked about this yesterday. We don't have to bring up the graphic. But I made a joke top 25 in January, and it's almost the exact same.
It was a joke?
Yeah. And it's like,
Sounds
just,
pretty serious.
they're always going to be top 5 or top 8, right?
Yeah.
Like they're
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not I get
Yeah.
I
Right.
get I get it. I don't want them there though.
agreed.
Yeah,
Like, I don't need that explained to me.
We're
We're not going to
want-
have them prove anything
Yeah.
or until when. Like,
No, we
when's
just
their-
want we
Yeah.
get it. We just want to hate on them.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's
Because they're very
a good
hateable.
point.
Because again, talent wise, I don't think it's there. But like the easy schedule, and then I mean, what do we talk about all offseason? Now it's if we're in the top 12 at the end of the rankings, like we have to be in the college football playoff, and their schedule, like you kind of gotta assume they're going to be there unless something drastic happens. So I mean,
It is frustrating. It seems like such common sense to hate them
Yeah.
and to think that they're cowards. And it is
are.
shocking to me how few people actually say it
Yeah.
and are out there. Like so many people hate LSU
Right.
because they're the coaching change, the timing, and the calendar year for college football and college athletics. But like, at least we play people.
Right.
I mean,
Like
LSU is,
hate
like,
Notre
America's
Dame
team.
because they are making a mockery of
Of-
the system.
They're not even in a conference.
They talked for 1 week last year. They talked about this under the table handshake agreement they
Yeah.
made with the playoff committee that said that they are automatically in if they're in
because
the
of
top
the
12.
fact that they're not in
Even
a
if-
conference. Join a conference.
There's no program there's no team in sports that is more catered to throughout history
Yeah.
than Notre Dame.
Yeah.
well,
I mean-
and
the weird
stop turning
part-
down bowl games.
The
You're
Pop-Tart
shocked.
Bowl.
The Pop-Tart
Wait,
Bowl.
Pop-Tart Bowl's at least.
You know what
but-
weirdly bothers me?
Yeah.
Is the former players and people that coach there, and they're like, for all those of y'all saying, join a conference, y'all just don't understand
No, we
what
get it.
Notre Dame. Nobody understands the
Okay.
history of Notre Dame and all this stuff. And I'm like, your players are getting paid millions of
The
dollars.
key word
Right.
there,
The
Matt,
history's
is
thrown out.
history. It's not the
Exactly.
1970s. You're not winning national titles.
I
You
got it.
haven't
But
been
also,
relevant on a
for
national
sure.
They're-
stage
they
in 20
also
years.
they're the only team that had a built-in clause with like college football that
Yeah.
was like, hey, if you go 10 wins
You
in the
get-
BCS area,
you
you have a
automatically-
BCS bowl.
yeah.
Now keep in mind they went 0-8, dating back to 95 or something like that in BCS bowls or New Year's Six bowls until like recently. But now, I mean, like, listen, you played a crap schedule and you played your two good teams that were on the schedule. You lost to both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think they're one of the 12 best teams? Sure, but the resume has to count for something. We learned that the year before in the SEC. I don't. This idea, whatever. There's so many talking points on this that piss me off. And you're 1,000% right. You're 1,000% right. You're 1,000% right about Notre Dame slander. It is absurd.
It's why does national media, why does college football pander to them? Why do they?
Helmets, brother?
Why?
Come on now.
Yeah, I got it, and
Real
it's
shiny.
a great history, and I think it
But
would be
it's-
Is it?
absolutely
Not
it would
relevant.
absolutely be awesome for Notre Dame if they were in the Big Ten or they
Right.
The
wherever they go.
because they
it would
play
be
basically in the ACC.
would be
And they
great.
chose the ACC out of all of those, which
Yeah.
is like historically the weakest conference.
The weakest of the other ones. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
I just don't. I was always taught as a player at every single level, even the NFL, that even if you are Tom Brady, football owes you nothing. Football
Right.
continues after you. After you retire, there will be football played. So you are nobody is above it. We constantly keep telling Notre Dame that they are above
Yeah,
college football
Yes.
always.
because
always.
there's an exception to the rule.
How many
always
times have
made.
you seen him get boat raced by somebody good?
Yeah, and does that mean they're a bad football team? No.
No.
I think Marcus Freeman is a great coach.
Yeah.
I do. I think
he's good.
I think there's a lot to like about their team. Their coaches, certainly. Now, their decision that Marcus let him make last year in the bowl
Soft.
game was awful. It was a terrible look for Marcus, and I didn't expect that from him.
Yeah.
And it was-
bad
disappointing.
leadership.
Think about the narratives that we have. Like we brought up Texas. Like
Yeah.
it's ridiculous they'd be the number one team in the preseason when they didn't win the national title the year before, or you know being over Georgia and all that kind of stuff, or like A&M. Think about like the narrative around A&M, how they're always ranked too high and they always fall apart.
Nobody
How
ever
has Notre
says it.
Dame gotten away with murder
Dude.
for like years? I mean, like it's in. They haven't won a national title. I tell you what, I said this with Notre Dame for the other day. They have the same amount of national titles since 1989 as Mississippi State, Vanderbilt,
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Come on now.
Come on now, it's ridiculous. Go to 6.
No, I mean, I just think there's a lot of people that are living in the past. Like Matt talks about their history. That's what it is. It's history.
It's not relevant.
I mean, to your
Uh-uh.
point, like I put Notre Dame in the same territory as Penn State because they've won pretty much the same recency. I mean, look where they're at.
Which is another team in the top 25 that is going to be ranked higher at the end of the year because they play a joke of a schedule.
So I'm glad you brought that up when you were talking about teams that are going to be maybe ranked higher.
Yeah.
Like Penn State this year does not play Ohio State. They do not play Indiana. They do not play Oregon. Their toughest road game is at Washington,
They-
and then they play USC at home. and Michigan. 3 ranked teams. No Ohio State, no Oregon, no Indiana.
It's the easiest Power 4 schedule in the country.
I mean, how did you
And
avoid all 3 of those
their
teams?
roster was decimated.
Well,
but-
I think Matt Campbell's a good coach. I've always liked
Yeah,
Matt
for
Campbell,
sure.
but
can't win.
that
you
schedule-
can't win the Kentucky Derby with a jackass.
What? Come on, man.
What?
Come on, you don't know.
I wasn't calling you jackass.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'm
man.
saying, like-
It's so mean to donkeys.
Well, they don't race in the Kentucky Derby. Is all I'm saying.
Fair.
All right, number 6, Indiana. You're reigning national champions.
Way too low.
Way too low. Wait, when you say low, do you mean
They lost
they're
everybody.
overranked or underranked?
Not really. They're great
They
in the
lost
trenches.
who made them.
They lost Fernando.
they lost
But they-
pretty much all their offensive weapons. Outside of Charlie Becker, you lost to Omar Cooper, you lost Elijah Surratt, you lost
Right.
both your starting running backs, you lost Fernando Mendoza.
They are.
I
That's
think-
like your whole offense.
I think Cignetti's great, and I think they're going to be ranked higher, but these polls are based on paper.
If you
so
won,
I don't
if you
hate
won a
it.
national championship and you went 16-0 the year before, you return your head coach, every single one of the coaches on staff.
Yeah.
Unlike Oregon, who lost both their coordinators, you
I think they
return
should be.
everyone.
I think Oregon's too high.
You return everyone on the defensive line. You get Stephon Riley or whatever Riley back this week. The kid who went to the NFL. I mean, they are like that's. I just think that you didn't lose enough on staff and your roster to be like, well, you know what, like they should
Well, and
be
Cignetti's the
behind
ultimate-
Ohio State,
Cignetti's-
behind Oregon.
Cignetti's the ultimate trump card in that because
Right, he's a
he
good
did it with a
coach.
lot less talent. But I'm just saying, like on paper, if you're like, oh, who lost a lot, they did. Now I
Yep.
think Josh Hoover is actually pretty good. I think he was probably a little bit better at TCU than most people gave him credit for. He's gonna be good at Indiana, but I mean, I guess I could see both sides of it.
We made it through 6 teams.
Really, two.
Both
When
in the
you say
same
when you
Indiana.
look at rankings and you look at lists and you said they're way too low.
Yeah.
Does that mean they're underrated or overrated?
I think
so.
they're
Low is a lower
Chris thinks
number,
Indiana's
but lower on the
underrated.
list.
underrated. Yeah,
They're
I think they're going to.
Let's get to 10 and then let's take a break and come back.
Yeah, I was actually
Just sit
yeah,
in the
just go,
last
yeah.
3
All
real
right,
quick.
7 Miami, A&M at 8,
Way too high.
which is 9 Oklahoma and 10 Ole Miss. And before we go to break, I want to tell you about our friend at Rouse's. Rouse's.com. Rouse's Market, the local grocery store started by local company right here. And I was down there at their headquarters just a couple of months ago. And man, they are impressive people. They care about their job. They care about their community, and they care about providing Louisiana and all of their stores with the best service, the best products, and the best experience when you go grocery shopping. And also you can go to Rouse's.com and type in your zip code and check out all the local deals, all the local specials running about at the Rouse's markets nearest your house. So, and check it every single week too, because it's always changing. You're going to get a little 5% off there, 10, 15, 20% off on different products, and it changes weekly. So make sure you're checking out Rouse's.com. And when you do your grocery shopping, whether you're stocking up for the weekend, we're almost getting ready to tailgate as well. It's almost tailgating season. So make sure you're doing it with the local company that is doing great things in the community and providing the best grocery store experience right over there at Rouse's, Rouse's.com. All right, we're going to go to break, and we are going to give a little context to the end of that top 10 and also see where LSU is ranked on the coaches' top 25 poll. So stick with us right here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench. Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back here off the bench. Wednesday morning, training camp day. LSU starts practice. They might even be on the field right now, maybe doing some walkthroughs. If they're not, they're at least getting that ankle taped. They're getting ready, getting stretched.
We should have taped our ankles
The
today.
nerves, the butterflies. We should have.
Yeah,
Just in solidarity.
You did just say you were having a good ankle day
I
today.
am having a great ankle day.
Love those days.
Yeah,
You don't have a lot of them.
Don't have a lot. Got to
Come on,
celebrate them when it happens.
You got to celebrate the wins.
Celebrate the wins.
I think it was like most kinkly Matt, then me.
Really?
It was Matt, then me, then Jake, then Taylor.
Look at that bad boy. There's clearly
now-
a calf.
Yeah, I don't.
Now,
And the ankle bone is defined.
Thank you.
Nothing worse than not an ankle. You look down, you just see straight line.
Yeah. Check
Yeah.
out that calf muscle. You kidding me?
Yeah.
You
All
serious?
right, that's enough. How did you?
I felt
have-
real bad about myself because I think my ankles were bigger than Taylor's.
I thought you would say
Or my
blood.
ankles or my calves. I don't know which one it was.
It was
But
the ankle.
I was
I got,
like,
I
oh.
got, I got
Things.
small ankles. In
Yeah.
fairness.
He got tiny legs.
In
Yeah.
fairness, I got those.
He's got wrist for
chicken
ankles.
legs.
In track,
Ankles.
they call them sprinter legs.
Yeah.
They're just
Ankles.
real long and skinny.
I would have thought. Now, this is not a negative thing, and I
Okay.
just
Oh,
knowing
boy, here
Jake
we
that
go.
he's gonna hear it and then crucify
He'd be
me
the
for
most
this.
kinkly.
I would have thought that.
I mean,
He's-
yeah,
he's
the
like
thought
so
process makes
compact and,
sense.
like,
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, bow-legged.
he is bow-legged.
I don't know if he's bow-legged.
Oh yeah.
I make
He's
fun of me
bow-legged, for sure.
I think the fatter I get,
How
the
do you
more
think
my
he kept his
feet
knees
turn
off
in.
the ground against Florida?
He
He's
bow-legged.
physically-
I've been saying it for years.
So-
I thought he was down, brother.
Dude, we were at the.
That's the tinfoil hat.
Easy
moment
roll
for me.
tide over there.
It can be. It can be
I'm glad
bad.
he's
though,
not
like,
here. I want
right?
to say this. I mean, Jake, you were down.
You're down. You didn't get it.
You, man, I remember doing a show with him and Connor on STS, and he was talking about the last one where he got in the end zone, and they had the camera right above him, and he was just like, what? He had taken some hits that game.
Yeah.
Tough as hell.
He took a lot of hits.
Speaking of taking hits,
What are you taking a hit of?
What were you
What are you
gonna?
taking a hit of?
man,
You're gonna segue.
Let's finish
big
off this-
time hit on the top 25.
Okay.
Let's
get there.
Let's finish this. Let's finish this top 10. We'll at least get to LSU. We close out with the top 10. Bama at 11, Texas Tech at 12, LSU. All right, LSU Fighting Tigers sit at 13. Of course, in the state of Louisiana here, our listeners are probably gonna be like, "Are you kidding me? That is underrated." Now, there's
Just
a lot
missed
of
the
questions.
playoffs.
Just
I
missed the
didn't think about
playoffs.
that.
Well, Notre Dame's in. So I'm looking at this, and if I had to go do this over, I'm going to switch them in Bama right now.
1,000%.
1,000%. Bama shouldn't be at 11.
Way too high.
Way too high.
Way too high.
So I'm at least switching them. Am I putting them top 10? In my heart, yeah, I'm putting them at 1. But
Oh, that's bad.
I understand as far as voter and creating this top 10 list, and there's multiple. There's two different ways to do a top 25, a preseason list. You can either do it by how you think they look on paper,
Fair.
or what you think it's going to finish
Where
at
they're
the
gonna
end of the
look.
season.
Yeah.
And I think most of these lists are a combination of both of those.
Right.
Like you can look at the Notre Dame pick and be like, well, that's what, based on their schedule, that's where I think they're going to finish.
Yeah.
But then you can look at Ohio State and be like, that's number 1, but I still think Georgia's going to win the national championship or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but on paper, you're looking at what they're returning, who they brought in, all the things. That's
a
one way
preseason
to do
poll,
it.
Matt.
It's a preseason
That's
poll.
how they go.
You just take it how you
Not a
see
single
it.
group of 6 team in the top 25. We know that's not going to play out that way.
For sure.
I mean, again, I'm not trying to be like toot my own horn here, but like the combination of SMU, Iowa, Houston, Mizzou being in that like 18 to 25 range, it just tale as old as time. Like every year, I remember when I made that graphic, I was like, TCU or SMU will be right here, and I can't explain it, but it's exactly right.
No,
Yeah.
they'll
Like-
pick a team. They're like, they're normally pretty good.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they do.
17 or 18, that's prime for a team that's like Utah at 21, beautiful.
Right,
Like
that
they're
feels
always,
right.
Always.
Yeah.
Mizzou at 22 to 25, 1,000%.
Yeah.
For what reason, we don't know. I mean, Clemson at 23 I was shocked they were top 25.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
I
mean,
am too.
We
they're
talked
not.
about it the other day. Like they got Will Held, who's a really good defensive end. They got Sammy Brown at linebacker,
Sure.
but their offense, there's a lot of new out there.
They got
Like a
gutted
lot
in
of
the
new.
trenches. They got absolutely
There's-
gutted in the trenches and lost their
To
quarterback.
that point, there's 3 teams in the top 25 that went 7-6 last year. It's Clemson, Penn State, and LSU. Now, we understand why LSU would be highly ranked because
Yeah.
it's a complete wholesale change. Clemson is not.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so
And to your point,
it's
like
not. How
Penn
are you
State's
figuring
more
that
of a
out?
wholesale change than Clemson too.
Exactly. So 3 teams, 7-6, and I get it. They're not being talked about a lot.
All
so they're
top 10
always
last
like,
year.
a team or man with nothing to lose is very dangerous. I got it. But like 7-6 last year, and you didn't make the
Change
change.
anything.
You didn't change anything. So that to me is
Yeah.
a shock.
7-6, and you got a quarterback named Christopher. You have a,
Or-
a 6-year-old
Zena.
coming in.
Or Tate spelled T-A-I-T.
What'd you say? What
Don't
word?
love that.
Say it
Hey,
again?
it's one letter away, bud.
Grundle.
It's T-A-I-T.
Wow.
Not great look.
The part in the middle. Okay.
Right in between
there.
them.
Where the body connects.
Yeah. Mason jar.
Tay. Texas A&M at 8.
Way too low. 4 starters on the offensive line gone. You replaced
Low.
both your coordinators. You also promoted from within, if I'm not mistaken, as your OC. Like that's a tough look. And like Marcel Reed, LSU killer.
LSU killer. Best player ever.
Go look at the ranked teams he played outside of that. He's been good. He hasn't been at that level. There's been a little bit of inconsistency there. You lose Casey Concepcion, first-round receiver. Mario Craver's back.
It's Concepcion.
Come on, bro.
Sure, guys. Mario
No,
Craver's
not sure.
back.
That's
this
what it
guy's
is.
deal?
Okay, Concepcion. Let's sound it out. Mario Craver back, though. He's a good receiver, but they lost. 4 starters on your offensive line. It's tough.
Yep.
With a coordinator change.
Yep. Alondra, quick. Texas Tech at number 12.
Yeah.
Your feelings on that? Because you were big on Texas Tech last year.
I was big on Texas Tech last year.
They got Sorsby.
They got Sorsby. Their backup quarterback last season, who I assume is going to be the quarterback now, was
Hammond.
actually pretty good. Hammond, yeah.
He's gone.
No.
Will Hammond?
Their backup last year he transferred out.
No, Will Hammond's
No,
back.
Hammond's
he was
back.
hurt, so they had to bring in
So
a
they
third
had
guy.
so
He transferred.
Barron,
Okay.
yes, because it was Barron Morton,
Yeah.
and then Morton went down, and then Hammond went down, so they had like the third string guy.
He
there.
transferred.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But no, he was
I
good.
think 12 is a little crazy,
It's
considering like it's
too
a
high?
little
It's too high. I agree.
haven't looked at their schedule yet, so I'm unsure like if it's easy or hard or whatever. But
Big
given
12.
all the drama that they've had this offseason, losing who they thought was going to be their starting quarterback, I think is a little.
polls put them in
it
the
feels a
playoff.
little yes.
Yeah.
They don't
yeah.
have a single team in the top 25 on their schedule.
Well, and
Oh,
they're-
so they might actually.
think
Which
about
is-
their
but
and,
again, but how
yeah.
good are they?
think
Right,
about their
exactly.
strength though a
Yeah.
year ago.
It feels like maybe I would put them
Yeah.
like not at 12.
They
I
have-
think I'd have them in the top 25, but not
Right.
at 12.
They have
Like-
3 linebackers that are like ranked in the top 10 in PFF on a
I
blue
mean,
moon. on
that's
October
fine,
3rd.
but dude, their front seven on defense was their strength. Lee Hunter, David Bailey, Romello Height, Jacob Rodriguez, all gone from
Yeah.
that defense. I understand those guys might be highly rated. That's a lot of production.
You also
And that was
wanna
the strength of your team.
You want to give them a little respect too because of what they did do, but that's can't be what the overall decision. That's on the high side of the window. I would have said a window between like 12 and 18
Yeah.
would have been
Mhm.
fair. It's on the high side of it, but we'll see how they. But again, Big 12, you kind of weak.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go to break. We're gonna finish out this hour here on Off the Bench. So stick with us right here, Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
All right, have you been putting off updating that old bathtub or shower because you think it's going to take weeks? Maybe it's
Yeah.
going to tear your house apart, or maybe it's cost a fortune. I've got great news for you. Louisiana Bath Fitter is changing the way Louisiana remodels bathrooms. Bath Fitter creates custom-made tubs, showers, and wall systems that are built to fit your existing space with no major demolition. And in many cases, they can install your brand new bath or shower in as little as 1 day. That's right, 1 day. So whether your bathroom is outdated, maybe it's difficult to clean, or just doesn't fit your family's needs anymore, Bath Fitter has a solution. They can replace an old tub, they can install a beautiful walk-in shower, or they can convert your existing bathtub into a safer, more accessible shower that's perfect for aging in place or anyone looking for added convenience. Every installation is custom measured for your home, and because there are no grout lines to scrub, maintenance is simple, and your new bathroom stays looking great for years to come. So go check them out. That free in-home consultation. Go to bathfitter.com.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
I don't like that.
I got taught that the other day by my daughter.
Okay.
Hey, welcome back.
Took a lot of setup.
Sorry. Well, I was just trying to do the fist bump again. That's all I said to you.
We got to get to the chorus here.
She said, "Come, baby."
Well, we're going to keep this baby going.
He thought this was White Wedding.
All right,
Same person.
He goes,
welcome back.
great song, White Wedding.
Yeah.
You're like, you can tell you love it.
Wedding Singer, underrated movie.
Great
Underrated
movie.
rom-com. All right, welcome back to Off the Bench. We are, Chris Marler, this is your last segment here.
Ever.
We are closing out hour number 2. Then
Thank
you are
God.
headed over to
Brooklyn
LSU
Bridge,
practice.
baby. Here I come.
I got-
Cannonballs.
Andra.
Yeah. Oh, I want to give a shout out
Yeah,
real
shout
quick.
out.
Okay, shout out. Welcome to the world, a new member of the Wolfpack.
What?
Well, I'm going to make her a member of the
Okay.
Wolfpack.
Okay.
Charlie Rose, Brittany
Oh,
just had
all
her
right.
baby.
Yeah.
So Brittany Rose on our sister station, 100.7 The Tiger, just had baby girl this
yeah.
morning. She just texted me, she's here.
Love
That's
it.
And I was
awesome.
like-
I love
Congratulations.
that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So congrats.
And a lot of
Another
babies in
baby.
this office.
So many babies.
Good for her. And she was at the meeting 2 days. Good for her. Like,
Dude,
She
she
was
was
here
here
yesterday.
yesterday.
was she really?
Yes.
What's she doing?
Working.
Pushing.
Oh my God. Well,
I
congratulations.
said, what if
Brittany
you went into
and baby.
labor right now?
If she would, they were making videos outside of my office, and I was like, if this water breaks on my floor, because I ain't cleaning it up. There were bugs in my dang door thing for months.
It's a shout out, Charlie
Shout
Rose.
out
Come on,
Charlie
man.
Rose,
Shout out.
Razor Sharp, Charlie Rose,
I do got
Country ass baby.
one quick question for y'all.
brother.
What?
The quote, if you talk about something, explaining something, you say it's just shy of a genius plan. Is
That's
that
perfect.
backhanded compliment
Yeah.
or is that good?
No, that means it needs some work.
Yeah.
Okay.
That feels
It's
backhanded.
Good start needs some work.
So
That feels
just
like-
shy of
Depends
a
on who
genius.
said it to me.
What a quote. I'm going to start using that for
Yeah.
everything that I do. That's just shy of a genius plan.
Yeah.
Wait till the Wednesday meeting.
This show today
time.
has been just shy of a good show. Just
It
shy.
has.
Well, we're going to try to pick it up here on hour number 3. Have fun at practice. We appreciate the time today, Marlon.
I'll stick around.
All right, stick around with us right here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
Wait a minute. Stick around for this because we got someone to tell you about. It's GoTommies.com.
Hey, Tommy! I'm back.
He's back right there. Go to GoTommies.com. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Louisiana's leader in all 3 of those categories. When you get GoTommies to do a project at your house, well, it's going to be good for a lifetime. They have a lifetime warranty on all their windows, doors, and siding that they install. And you can see for yourself right there. We don't have to tell you. We can talk about it every single day. You can go to their website, GoTommies.com, and see their awards. They're winning award after award after award, hanging the banners every single year since 2016. Why? Well, because they are the best. You do have a lot of options. And when you have a project, if you're renovating, if you're changing a door out, you're changing some windows out, whatever it is, you're going to get some pricing. You're going to talk to some different companies. Do yourself a favor and call Tommy and his team to make sure, let them show you why they win every single year. Go to GoTommies.com.